Long time no see. How are y'all?
No kidding.
Good to see you. Thank y'all for making this work
Hello.
this morning. Good to see you again. Yes, sir. Good to see you again. No, I'm good.
So basically, all this is, Mr. Secretary, is it's just a formal kind of sit down, kind of talk to you a little bit.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Just get a formal statement out of you, and that's
Sure.
all this is.
I appreciate it.
So I think what we want to do is just kind of start about the day of the meeting.
Sure.
And then go through there and explain to us how you found out what happened, different things like that.
Yeah, and again, I'll kind of give you, just tell me, stop me if you need a question or whatever. But, board meeting starts 9:30 in the boardroom till, and again, I'll give you the best time. I know it was like roughly after 11. As we go into executive session at like 11, I think it was 15 or something like that.
Real quick, I'm sorry. This was Thursday, what was that, the 24th? Is that right?
Is that right?
Okay.
Yes, sir. So, so at that point, from 9:30 to whatever, 11:15, I mean, I'm in the boardroom. I mean, it's all streamed live. There's like, I don't know, 12 media cameras in there. So, I mean, we're sitting there in front of the media, everything else. When we break for executive session, I tell the board, hey, they told me, hey, we got food back there for them. I go, hey, go back there. Food's on my desk. Have at it. Get seated. I'm going to go find the attorneys. So we had this attorney and we had the board attorney. And then we had witnesses that were coming in. So there was a woman, I remember her name, and then there was a school superintendent, I don't remember his name either, but we can easily get you that. So I got to talk to them and I said, guys, I'm going to try to put you at the beginning.
Okay.
And I start walking them through the process of this is real informal. They're appealing a transfer. Happy to explain that to you, but it's a kind of an informal process where they get to be heard. So I told them, hey, whatever you want to say is fine. We'll probably ask you about process. So I talked to both of them separately and say, just tell us what you want us to know, but then we're going to let the board ask you questions. Now, it's not going to be like aggressive, so I kind of walked him. She seemed nervous, so I kind of took her aside and was just like, hey, we're going to walk through all this. So I'm doing that for about, I would say roughly about 10 minutes or so, is my best guess. And so then I go into the boardroom and I tell the board, I said, okay, guys, I told them I'm going to bring them in first because I don't know if they need to leave or whatnot. And I just kind of walk them through. So when they come in, I'll bring mom in first. So I walk the board through that. Go in, she comes in. I mean, my time on it, I don't know. I would guess 5-10 minutes or so for her. I would guess 5 or 10 minutes for him. We go through that. Then we're talking through legal procedure on how do we vote on this, all that kind of stuff. And at some point, again, I don't know the time lapse. Ms. Carson says there's nudity on the TV or there's somebody naked on the TV or something like that. So I get up, my back, I mean, did y'all see the setup in the room? My back is to the TV. I haven't seen the TV. I walked in, sat down. I didn't know it was on or anything like that. So she says that, I get up, I go to find the remote, and I go get the remote, and again, I kind of look for it for a minute because usually it's sitting on that little table y'all saw. It was not there. It was on my desk with all the food and everything else that was spread out everywhere. So then I just go get it, turn it off. We go back to the board meeting, and I mean, it never came up again throughout the board meeting or anything like that. So
There wasn't any discussion about what was on the TV or
not as far as
how
I
it got on
remember.
there?
No.
Okay.
Do you recall seeing anything on the TV?
I looked at, I didn't see any nudity on the TV. I remember looking at it and it looked like two people talking or something. So I just went, turned it off. That was all that I'd seen on there. I mean, it was a very quick, I kind of was more of like, well, where's the remote kind of thing? And it wasn't where it normally is. So that was kind of why I did the whole like, okay, well, where is it? And then kind of had to sort through. I mean, there was just all spread out on that table. So I was just looking for it at that point.
Do you remember turning the TV on in the morning?
No.
Okay.
No.
Who else would have turned it on?
So,
If
I
it
mean,
wasn't you, who would have?
yeah, I mean, my staff will turn on Fox for
Okay.
me. I mean, that's pretty regular. If I come in. They
Now,
usually-
is this staff here? Because I don't think we've met.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Chief of Staff Matt Muller. I
Okay,
apologize.
all right.
Yeah. So that's, honestly, board meeting day is pretty crazy. There's big security concerns on board meeting day. So I am escorted by troopers. So, my mornings are I'm on the phone dealing with, is everybody here? What witnesses are coming? Is there a security threat? Security said that we want to escort you in. There's some stuff going on. So they meet me in my car, escort me into my office, and then, I mean, I'm kind of deluged from that point. So I don't remember turning the TV on. It wouldn't have been odd for it. It wouldn't have been odd for it to be on. I mean, people were here on board meeting days pretty early. I try to stay out of the building early till the troopers are here and everything else. So yeah, I mean, so it's usually a pretty chaotic time. There's a lot of people moving around, a lot of moving parts, and then it becomes. We had a quick meeting that morning where, I mean, just kind of legally, do we have all the documents? Has anybody raised a legal concern? Looking over I have comments I make in the meeting, so I'm looking over the script. That was basically my morning up until the start of it.
Okay.
When you get an escort from the troopers inside the building, and then does it cease at that point with their involvement? Direct involvement?
Okay, so what they usually do, and what they did that morning, is they'll meet me in my car, walk me in the back door, kind of just watch, make sure there's no one hanging out kind of around as I'm coming in. And then when we go back into my office, that's when it's just kind of me and my team, and they stand by the door. So they just kind of stand by the door outside my office and around that whole area. And so then the rest of the day, they keep eyes on me to make sure that nothing crazy happens.
So they're present during the meeting?
Yes. I don't know how many, we do know how many that day, wasn't it?
There were 7 total there that day.
7 troopers.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir. And there are 4 that are stationed just right outside the superintendent's office. That kind of, that little office that we came through. And then the other ones are usually closer to the front of the building where our security is.
So what time would you have gotten there on Thursday?
I think it was about,
Meeting was at 9:30?
yeah, it would have been just after 9, roughly, yeah.
That's about, I recollect, about 9:05, 9:06, somewhere in there.
Okay. And then the meeting took place, and then you break for executive session.
Yes, sir.
And you had to locate attorneys.
Yes, sir.
Right. Are you escorted during that process too?
I would say they're around to be, yes. I mean, I don't know that I don't know if they call it official escort, but the troopers are always kind of with me at that point.
If you walk down the hall,
They're going with me.
they're
yes,
going
sir.
with you. So when you had to find attorneys, how far would you have gone?
Oh, I'm just that hallway. Everyone's with me in that hallway. So everything at that point is, are the board members back there? Are the attorneys back there? Where are the witnesses? Where's the documents? So I'm just out in that, kind of that back hall that whole time.
Okay, so essentially you're never alone,
Correct.
basically, on that day, on those type days. But 9:05 to 9:30, you may have some time in your office, or is there troopers in the office with you, or?
I mean, I probably would have used the bathroom maybe right before the board meeting, but about other than that, I mean, it's not a very.
You're not sitting in your office checking emails or scrolling on your phone or anything like that?
No, it is, no, sir. Yeah, board meeting day is very much there is, I don't know if you saw we have 2 binders about this size, this one for executive session, this one for the open board meeting, and I am trying to make sure ducks are in a row before I walk out and have 12 cameras on me and everything is kosher and I'll tell you, there's always something that happens right before a board meeting. It seems like there's you got to remember we're pulling teacher. You just tell me if it's like too much information, but when you're taking teachers' licenses, we get deluged by attorneys right before we go in to try to stop it. So it is a very it is. I'm making sure ducks are in a row. Did we get an attorney call because if they demand to be in the meeting, we let them in. So it is just to check a list of boxes of who's reached out, what's about to happen, do I need to set time aside for another presentation or an attorney? So no, it is all board meeting business on board meeting day.
On this day, was license revocation part of the agenda?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I think we had.
It always is.
It always is.
Yeah, we do about
Yeah.
minimum of I'd say 7 or 8 a month, if not 20 or 30, and that's where these executive sessions, that's primarily what we use them for, is to go through all the details of what happened in the situations.
Okay. But when you were alerted there's something on the TV, nudity on the TV.
Yes, sir.
But when you saw it, observed it, did you see any nudity?
No, sir.
Do you have any recollection of what was on?
It looked like two guys. I mean, it was a very quick view because I was just like, you know, what is on there? And it was two people talking to each other. Wasn't any nudity. That's the best that I could see from it. And I just thought, well, I mean, I frankly didn't know it was on, so it was just, we'll just turn it off. So I turned it off.
Were you able to recognize at least if it was a news station or more of a movies type presentation?
Not from. I mean, it was just a quick. Make sure, you know, what it, you know, it was just kind of a reaction of, well, what is it? And that's really all I got from it.
Okay. And immediately after that, was anybody saying anything? I know the meeting continued, but before that,
Like, was there a fault?
well, the people that claim to have witnessed nudity on the TV, did they say anything to you other than there was nudity or what is this or something to that extent?
Not that I can remember. I mean, they continued talking. I mean, as I go do that, I mean, I don't remember if it was the attorney. I mean, they just keep going on talking about whatever we're talking about. So
Now,
that's,
at that point, was Representative Lowe still in there when that part was said?
I do not remember that. I was trying to kind of think of the timeline of that. I do not remember when.
Do you remember if he left? Was
He did
there?
leave.
Okay.
Yes, sir. He did not stay through the whole session.
Okay.
But I can't remember how far along. He was definitely there for the mom and the superintendent because we did ask him a question because it was about, does this law permit us to reject the transfer or whatnot? And somebody made the comment of, well, I mean, one of the representatives in the room, let's just see if he has got anything to say about intent around. So he did chime in. So I do know he was there. He heard the presentations. He chimed in. I just don't remember, because I mean, executive session went on for, I mean, how long were it? 11:15 to 1
So it was
or 2?
about an
Okay.
hour and a half, close to 2 hours.
So I just don't remember when he, I mean, he got up and said, sorry guys, I got in a meeting, I gotta go. I just don't remember the timeline of when that happened.
Anything else you need?
No. I mean, what do you think? What do you think this is all stemming from in your eyes? I mean, is this? Do you honestly believe there was something on the TV when you turned around? Do you believe that that's what was on the TV?
We,
I know I'm putting you in a spot, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how this is getting to this point.
Well, I will tell you, I think this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. It is. Cable, network. I never have it on anything other than Fox News. I leave a board members alone for 10 or 15 minutes. I come in, there's no problem. Again, my back's to the TV. I mean, I just think this is the most absurd thing I've ever dealt with in my life. The TV,
Right.
there's no streaming capability of the TV. I mean, OMES verified that yesterday. I couldn't stream on it. I mean, you can't stream on the TV. I mean, I just think this is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. That's my honest, I mean, I don't know. Were they watching the news? Was it a protester on the news? I have no idea. But when I turn around, there's no nudity on the TV, and I turn it off, and we go about it. But I mean,
Right.
these board members have tried everything.
This is where my curiosity
Yeah,
comes
sure.
from, and I'm not trying to
Yeah.
make this uncomfortable or anything, but if you just have it on Fox News or Newsweek
Sure.
or any news station,
Sure.
and somebody says, "Hey, there's nudity on the TV," and then you get up and look, why wouldn't you just say it's only Fox News?
Well, I didn't know it was on TV, so I just turned it
Well,
on.
I mean, it just you take a pause and no, there's not. It's
Yeah.
it's a news station. It's just
I-
that just seems natural to me.
Well, I normally don't have the TV on when we're in a meeting. So my reaction was, why is the TV on? I mean, that was my reaction of like, well, they don't need to be I mean, when I turn around and see that that's not nudity, my more reaction is like, well, it's a distraction, obviously. They're watching a TV. Why is the TV on? So normally the TV is not on when we're having an actual meeting. It's just, again, I have it on the news just to see what are people talking about, kind of background noise more or less. So my gut was just like, well, why is the TV on? We've got people watching the TV. We're in executive set. Why are we watching the TV? So my gut was just to turn the thing off.
Okay.
well, and I think too, not to answer for the superintendent, but bear in mind that they were sort of mid-vote. So, and I was not in the room, just full disclosure, there's a different attorney that sits in the room. But when they are mid-vote and mid-discussion, it's more of a, we just need to get back to this, than it is a, well, let's sit down and have a conversation about what actually was on the TV, is my speculation. So, to me, like, I'm just trying to put myself in the room, I would have probably said, okay, let's just turn it off and keep going. I will also say that it seems odd to me that, because I was personally with the superintendent before the main meeting started, and we were together, I think, probably until about 9:15, 9:20, and then we went into the full meeting. So it just seems strange to me that even if, let's pretend, for the sake of argument, there was some sort of movie on, that movie would have been over long before he ever came back into executive session 2.5 hours later.
Right.
So it's just very
Right, and
odd.
I mean, just common sense, like if we're gonna, and I'm not asking us to agree to this, but if we wanna pretend
Yeah.
that there was nudity on the TV right then, or just accept for argument's sake that there was nudity on the TV right then, I would think it was a movie playing that had nudity. It doesn't mean it was pornographic, doesn't mean it was obscene or anything. So that's why, to me,
Yeah.
I just
No,
have
I
this
get it.
curiosity of like, no, it's just a regular movie, or it's a news station, you know? I mean, I don't know.
Well, and remember, I mean, yeah, they have blown this into this, it didn't strike me that way in the moment. I mean, you know, I didn't know what they meant by that.
Right.
Again, you got protesters out naked all the time that they're showing, they showed up to protest. I mean, I had no idea. So my gut was just like, let's turn the thing off. Let's get back to it. What are we doing? And we moved on. So, I mean, there wasn't this huge, like, and so my reaction wasn't a big, huge reaction, because it was just like, oh, something's on the TV. I looked, it didn't seem like anything crazy to me.
Right.
Turned it off,
And-
and then we went back for hours.
It's common cases we work,
Sure.
make
Yes,
the
sir.
news and stuff, more criminal type investigations.
Sure.
I don't like looking at the news because it's rarely right. It always has stuff in there
Well, sure.
that's not accurate. He can verify that I am anti-news.
Right.
When I was told we were going to be looking into this, I look and see what took place. So I see a report that it mentions the way I read it was
Sure.
that it was chaotic. You couldn't find the remote. You were, what is this? How did this get on here? I can't turn
No,
it
that's-
off. I
that's
think
the
was
statement that we're
I think was a quote. I can't get this off, or that kind of thing. So, and I understand all sides of
If
this
I
kind of
may-
thing. So it's literally just a question that has
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
asked.
sure. I
It's not coming from anywhere.
No,
And I didn't mean to interrupt you, I'm so
No,
sorry.
you're fine.
I was just gonna say, if I may, I did speak to board counsel who was in the meeting, and he can't speak because he has attorney-client privilege between the board and himself. But without divulging any of that privilege, I did ask him, I said, so what's your take on what happened? He said, I have to be honest with you. He was like, I was driving home, he lives in Tulsa, and I was talking to my law partner, and I was just talking to him about some other stuff that happened in the meeting, and he asked me about the situation, because by this time it was starting to hit the media, this was on Thursday, and he thought it was such a non-issue that he actually didn't remember it happening until his law partner said, he was like, so then I started thinking about it, and to me, what happened was Ms. Carson said something, the superintendent got up, turned it off, and we sat down and business as usual, which is what I'm hearing today,
Right.
so.
Like, I think if it had been obscene
Yeah.
material, somebody
I
would have
think, yeah.
said, it would have, we'd know.
Well, and that's
Right.
that's what I'm saying. This whole, like, I'm looking for a remote full of, and I didn't eat. So I walk in, I don't go to that table, I don't go to that desk. So when I'm looking for the remote and don't see it on that, I'm just trying to find the remote. So I'm looking there, but there's not this chaotic, we walk right back, I mean, they keep talking, and I walk right back over. Somebody's talking, like this whole time this is happening, somebody's over there talking, like about whatever we're voting on. And I just walk right back and we just keep going. I mean, it did not seem like
The
some.
meeting wasn't broken.
No. I mean, that's why it's like, we just kept going. I mean, it wasn't like a deal.
Do they take notes and stuff in there? Do you have somebody in there that actually does the whole thing?
Yeah, Jennifer.
That during that time frame, I can see where
Like
it
minutes?
didn't break
The
minutes?
board has an executive secretary that sits in the meeting, and she was in there taking notes.
Because it's executive session, are we privy to that or no?
You can, we typically.
Because it helps us to be able
Yeah,
to say,
absolutely.
okay, well, the note here, it mentions this, but it also mentions
Yeah.
directly after.
Yeah, absolutely, and that wouldn't be privileged, it's just, the reason I can't go in there is because, again, there's a thin veil between the department and the board, and because our department prosecutes, for lack of a better word, most of the issues that are in there, it's just, it wouldn't be fair to have me sitting in there,
No.
you know?
No, I
Like,
understand.
But why can't could Cutmus not talk to him?
he could if he waived that privilege.
Okay. I mean,
Is that the attorney, I guess?
yeah, like the board attorney. So the board attorney, it is tricky because he represents me and every board member. So I'm
So
assuming
he
that's,
has to have each board member probably say it's okay.
Now, there are probably.
I would
yeah,
think.
yeah.
If he represents each board member, I would think
No.
that he would have to get,
I would say this, it wouldn't hurt to call him, and if he felt like something was privileged, he would just tell you.
Sure.
But the conversation that I just relayed to you, I don't think is privileged, because it's literally just his recollection of what
Yeah,
happened.
and we would only be asking as a witness, not anything about.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, we're not asking about
Potential
anything on the
clients or-
board or anything
Sure.
like that, so.
So we can certainly set that up,
Yeah.
if that's okay with you.
Sure. Yeah.
Because that's
I
also,
think
that's
I
one
gave
of
you
his.
his-
I think
his
that
number.
helps.
You have his number, yeah. And
You do?
Yes, that's one of the numbers we gave you.
Is that one of the
Sorry,
numbers?
yeah.
Chad Cutlass.
So this is the attorney right here.
Yes, sir, and then this one is the executive secretary. that
Yeah,
was
so
in
we
there.
can get, I don't see why.
And that's the one that would
And
have
she's
the
here,
minutes.
Yeah,
so,
we could
yeah,
get
we
Jennifer
can
if you
just
want.
grab her if
Okay.
you guys have time. I
Yeah.
know you have some things.
Yeah, but I mean, Jennifer can do it.
Yeah,
She-
absolutely, but I'm just saying if you, I mean, I'm not
No,
ending your interview
we're good,
with
yeah.
him. But we can, if you guys can hang around a little
Yeah.
bit, I can grab Jennifer, and
Okay.
you can talk to her too, if you want to.
That'd be good.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll walk him down and then I'll go
Or
back.
wait, are
is that-
you?
No, yeah.
You have
Let's
anything?
make sure
I'm
that-
done.
Go ahead.
I do want to say, I do thank you for making it over here this morning. I know